Welcome to round 5 of the Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships here in Ballarat in Victoria. We're down at Marty Bush Reserve in Sebastopol, and one of the most anticipated matchups here at this game. This is Simon Talbot here on the Ultimate Frisbee Australia YouTube channel, joined by Rainbow Apostle.
How you going?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good to hear. Lovely weather out there.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of sunshine. Not much wind to speak of today. We've been sort of highlighting that most of the day. But this is one of the most hotly anticipated matchups of the tournament, Rainbow.
That's right.
Why is that?
Well, these are two Melbourne-based teams, and this is the rematch of the grand final of the Victorian Mixed Ultimate Championships, which was a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And Kahlipsquid took that one 15-8
Yep.
last time, so...
Yeah, that was held up in Shepparton, also in regional Victoria, so conditions somewhat similar. So, and Meraki have had a couple of additions to the squad since that tournament, so they'll be a little bit stronger. But it looks like Kahlipsquid. We're just going to go with the Squids.
Yeah, I think Squids. Squids a good way.
Too hard to get out of the mouth quickly.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it?
No. So looks like, is anyone starting on defence?
Probably still someone.
I think they're just still retrieving the game disc at the moment. I think it'll be Meraki will start on defence. So they're Meraki in the dark jerseys, and Kahlipsquid, the Squids on the screen there in the light jerseys. So the wind is going, it's a very, very slight right to left breeze, but nothing that's really going to affect either team strategically or skillfully. They'll still be able to throw everything and won't really change. So
there we go.
First pull goes up.
Beautiful.
And bounds going to be fielded by Karamar. Straight to Prentice, and it looks like they're going to come out in a bit of a horizontal stack with the women handling, and Prentice and Weatherall, a nice little give-go movement there. I think we're going to see this a lot today, just the Squids.
Been playing a lot together in the women's season and throughout.
Yep. Yep, and the boys are staying well and truly out of the way for the moment, but their defenders having to really stick on them if they're given any space at any point. So Prentice inside to Mar, and looks at the backhand break to Peter Early.
Good stuff.
Clinical offense there.
Yeah, a lot of movement with those three girls who've played ellipsis together the last 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, and obviously they're coming off a campaign to the World Ultimate Club Championships, so
got a lot of connection there.
Yeah, very familiar with each other's movements and work and favourite throws, and they really did want to keep it towards the middle of the field too, and then got within sort of 15-20 metres of the end zone, and Pete Early just provided that 1 foot race option to the corner, and
yeah, good on him.
Yeah, good bid there from Daniel Santa Maria, but I think that bid was more just to put pressure on. I think he just sort of thought, well, I've got to try something.
Yeah, got to give it a crack, hey?
So, the Squids put out their defensive line now. And Ash Evans to line up with the pull.
How many brothers have we got on there?
Just the two.
Just the two.
Oh no, that's you, and there's 2 Evans brothers. All 3 Evans brothers playing in this team together. Puts the pull short. Meraki will get it moving quickly through Birchall, Rueda, and Moscovich all hanging back. They're running a horizontal stack as well. And Birchall, disc right on the sideline, about 20 from goal, to Allen. Allen looking across the field, doesn't want to look at the end zone too much.
Nice.
Birchall. Good there by Vino to cut off the swing, but big crossfield put to Moscovich, and Evans on the back of him. Moscovich keeps his feet, takes the grab right on the goal line. Rueda. Not much movement happening in the stack, not many cuts happening, so he just goes back to Birchall. Birchall to Samo. Yeah, just cuts are sort of coming one at a time, not many happening from the stack, and so the handles are forced to move it. Pete Allen goes over the top to Drew Birchall, but
bad luck. It's a lot of pressure there from Miriam.
Yeah, good pressure there, but I think Especially would have been looking right into the sun as
Yeah.
well. I think that might have made it a bit tricky. And our first turnover for the game.
Righto, here we go.
And turnovers are going to be, offensive errors are going to be very few and far between in this game. So the Squids coming out with just a simple vertical stack. James Evans, start with a 64 from goal. A lot of the attacks are going to come down the break side, so the near side of the field. There we go to Liu. Looks inboard, big, swinging
Here we go.
to Evans.
Lovely.
Puts it up the line to Weimer. Weimer winds up, sends it down the line,
Oh,
and straight into the lap of Eva Weatherall.
now Eva's not from Melbourne, is she?
No, Eva's import from New Zealand. I think she has been living in Melbourne for a while now, but
Okay.
played with the Melbourne Flames in the recent Australian Ultimate League season. So very well versed with all her teammates here. Quite a number of
She's from
Flames
New Zealand,
players.
is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a number of Melbourne Flames players taking part in this game. Alex Prentice and Albie Evans.
Yep.
Of course, Rob Andrews there. And Tim Copeland played with Sydney and Brisbane, respectively. Also got Sally Yu out there. Who's she? Sally
Adelaide.
Adelaide, yeah. Adelaide Dragons.
Remember her in orange, so...
Yep. Yeah, all very prominent players in that league. So you think that the Squids will be one of the stronger teams at this tournament.
Yeah.
But Rob Andrews recently relocated to Melbourne.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ah, big news for Melbourne.
Yep. Sends a pull up, but I think that's just. I think it's gonna.
Yeah, where's that
That's
going? Gonna whoop whoop.
didn't angle it how he wanted, and that's gonna. It would have been a good pull if he wanted it on the other field, but as such, I think Mark Junkers had to race over there and get it off.
Good on him.
So Jasper Pentland to start the offense here for Meraki, and we'll start on the brick mark. So centre field, 44 metres from goal. And it looks like they've got what formation have they got here? It's a simple horizontal stack. You can see the Squids sort of sagging out to the middle. Mike Baker, big lefty backhand.
Lovely.
And great catch there by Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi.
Felt like a bit of a set play, that one, Rambo. Just that immediate quick movement there from Pentland straight to Mike Baker. And Baker just one of the more prominent left-handed players. He faked with the right hand initially and then just sticks in the left and puts the big backhand up to Yamaguchi. Perfectly weighted too. Caught in the very front of the end zone. Two left-handers combining on that play there. Could there be something in that? A left-handed offense. Yeah, Yamaguchi well and truly getting the better of Prentice on that deep cut. So 2-1. It's still advantage to the Squids though, because they started out, they've got one defensive break so far. And of course with teams alternating, with the team who scored having to start on defence, it's been able to convert those defensive points into goals is how you gain the advantage. Baker to pull from Meraki. Egan Griffiths to start the offence. Karamar immediately gains some yards and has the disc about 42 from goal. Meraki taking a moment to sort out their matchups, and means the Squid players are well and truly free. Karamar wants to swing the backhand but doesn't like the matchups he's looking at, so runs a give-go with Egan Griffiths to maintain possession.
Lovely.
Puts a bloody forehand up over to Andrews, who chases that down easily. And then finds Steph Chong in the end zone.
Too easy.
And Steph Chong, she's hasn't played for a women's club before. She's relatively new to Ultimate, but has been a regular fixture on Victorian age group representative teams, so the under-18 girls team and the under-22 mixed and now women's teams. making her first sort of foray into the world of club ultimate and slotting straight in, it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks very comfortable out there. Very fast and athletic. Usually a field hockey player by choice, so a lot of her spacing and defensive instincts cross over from that. So 3-1 to the Squids. Timothy's Copeland with the pull, playing for Brisbane in the AUL. Did you watch much of the AUL?
I actually didn't.
Yeah.
No. Didn't really get into it.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't be saying that. How about you?
Watched a bit of it. It was different sort of watching a bit of 6-on-6. I'm very much a traditionalist. I don't like ultimate sort of being messed with too much. So I don't really follow the American leagues as such. Morrow. A lot happening on offense and defense. A lot running past her, but just gives it back to Junker.
I reckon Sonny's help.
Rodea. Looking across the field for a big backhand, but doesn't see any options he likes. Morrow just again works the under and heads up Baker with a beautiful down the line throw. Another lefty. I'm telling you, Rainbow, we're onto something. A lefty-based offense. I reckon there's something in that.
Okay. I'll believe you.
A good work rate by Sabrina Morrow on that point, and yeah, great forehand to the advantage of Karen Baker there, coming into that space, and the rest of the Meraki players did well to stay out wide to keep their defenders out of that space. And you see, because Morrow started that cut from all the way on the far side of the field, and just have room for Baker to run that down. Goals happening quickly. We're 5 goals in and just over 11 minutes, so about 2 minutes per goal. And given there's 60 seconds in between points scored, we knew we'd see very few turns in this, in at least the opening part of this game. I think both teams, feels like they're both in first gear.
How many games have both of these teams had today?
I think this will be the third game for both teams.
Both of them.
Third,
Yeah.
Ash Evans immediately centres to Prentice.
Caro-Prentice combination.
There's a crossfield cut to Andrews, but Andrews looking deep, but doesn't put it in. Puts
Oh, there it is.
puts Angus Hines in a bit of trouble here, and Santa Maria was the one to get the hand on that D. And here's a chance, and Evans had a great look at that over Asaki, but Castelblanco got that going. Second. Santa Maria up the line, but pick hole before that, and given that most players had stopped moving well before that throw happened, the disc was going to go back to Second. With Solkamp coming in on 3. You can see in game advisor Anson Chun in the green shirt at the back there.
Oh, lovely. Get
Pops
it.
straight up, and Ash Evans over the top.
Ash.
Ash Evans is making sure that the opposition were comfortable with that play. Puts the big hammer up over to Angus Hines. Hines all on his own. Sends the big backhand up, looking for James Evans. Evans versus Asaki in the end zone. Then comes Asaki.
Oh, huge. Massive.
Huge block there from Asaki. He just had a better run of that. James Evans was stuck underneath it.
Yeah.
Flat-footed.
That's what I like to see.
And Meraki wasting no time, straight back into offense.
Oh, there's another call.
Another pick call. It's the Squids really set their defense up very close all to the front of the stack, taking away cuts towards the disc, and obviously the result of that is if the cutters run through traffic, it's almost likely someone's going to have to pull up to avoid a collision and make the call. So Second, back to Santa Maria, winds up the big backhand, looking for Yamaguchi. It's out to her advantage, staying away from Robos and Ma, but too much on it and it drifts out of bounds. So Rob Andrews will bring it back in with his foot on the paint in the very corner. 64 from goal. Looking just to get it off that sideline. It's going to be a high stall count. He's going to have to send it.
He's sending it. There we go. We've got Sally Yu. Oh, who are we back in here?
And that's Castelblanco. He saw that coming from a mile off and started running from about, he covered about 45 metres to get to that contest, but puts too much on the throw. Well, was I talking about 90 seconds ago about the lack of turnovers in this game, and
Murphy's Law.
Look what's happened. The commentator's curse say Evans to restart the Prentice. James Evans. Prentice, great inside throw to Ma. Ma with a fantastic grab, puts it over to Hines.
Lovely.
Looks like Prentice is playing the role of the linchpin of the offense for Squids, sort of being that anchor handler, sticking back and
calming it down.
Yeah.
So 2-4 to Kahlipsis.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, pardon me. Kahlipsquid.
As you see a replay of that shot to Hines. Hines just left his defender for dead. I think that Kazmar had both sides of the end zone to shoot at. I think it was Santa Maria there that he had to cover one side. Oh no, sorry, that was Santa Maria. Had to pick one side to cover, decided to cover the backhand throw, and that just left the forehand option available. He was caught.
Tell me about Hines. I don't know anything about him.
I think Hines has come along with I think he's with Weatherall.
Oh, okay. So he's not Melbourne based.
No, I think he's from New Zealand. I think I've seen him play with possibly Wildcats maybe before.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
From New Zealand?
From New Zealand.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Copeland with a big winding pull, lands about a metre out of bounds. So it's a risk of trying to land a pull on a close to the sideline is that, yes, you can get advantage from trapping the offence very close to the sideline, but if you land it out of bounds, you give it the disc centre field, 20 metres gained already. So Pentland will start. Pentland to Baker. There's a deep cut from Rocker.
Oh, there
Off it goes.
Oh, how you going?
And Rocker, just
so close.
That was more or less the same set play we saw last time they had the brick. Was Pentland to Baker to a deep cutter, but I think as soon as Rocker saw that go up, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna
better work here."
Yeah, have to put my skates on, and couldn't quite reel it in. So Copeland will start with the disc 64 from goal, very middle of the field. He's got Ely at the front of the stack. It goes wide to Weatherall. Nice grab. Looks to break it out to Liu. Vino at the front of the stack. Break to Ely. Ely will continue out to Liu. And Liu will gain a few yards on that. No deep cuts coming forth, but puts it up to Copeland, but too high for it. And Baker takes back. Pentland sends the forehand up. That's a risky shot. And Ely all over that. And this is starting to look a bit more like the final of Victorian Championships, where it was.
She's up.
Back and forth, and Albie Evans. Sends that through, looking for.
Beautiful. That was just great.
That was an amazing throw. After we've seen a lot of untidy, loopy throws over the top to contested disc, Albie Evans just goes fine. I'll do this the old school way. A nice flat forehand that went no more than about 2 and a bit metres off the ground.
Look at him, he had a paddock.
It was good fundamentals there with his clap catching. Won't make the highlight reels, but no nonsense and gets it done. So that's 5-2 to the Squids' advantage. Jumped out to an early lead, and so what's Meraki going to have to? What are they going to have to be cautious of that you've seen so far, Rainbow, on offence?
Sorry.
So what's Meraki going to have to be cautious of on offence? We've seen them turn it over a few times now. I think that Squids are really setting up to put double coverage on any long cuts.
Yeah.
And so what you think they're trying to have to do is just identify who's peeling off to do that double coverage and just making sure they're providing plenty of cuts towards the disc. It's players that should be unguarded. So So Andrews to pull. Looks a lot better than his last one.
Yeah,
That's going to land
absolutely.
inbounds.
Oh.
No, I'll rate that. Always
He
try
did
and catch
well,
it.
yeah.
Always try and catch it. Junker. Doesn't mind over the top throw, but just holds it conservatively for now. Going just down that sideline, but that's right where the Squids want him. Sally, you really playing on that wing, but playing super aggressively, very close into the thrower, but yeah, drops out of the high stall count. Rueda to Junker.
We're working it well now.
Great anticipation by the Squids to sort of shut off any continuation throws. You thought about having a bit of that, and Rob Andrews straight through in front of Sano.
That's great, dude.
James Evans wanted to start offense here, but I think got told off by Prentice there saying, nope, get your hands off that. That's my diss, thank you.
Good call.
Immediately looks at Andrews, can't get it off to him. Good defense here by Meraki. Squeezes the throw through to Weimer. Weimer shapes up to shoot and looks for Egan Griffiths. What a grab.
G, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Great grab.
Terrific catch there by Georgia Egan Griffiths. That defensive pressure was Meraki's the best we've seen this game.
Yeah,
Took away the reset pass, took away the second reset option, took away the under option, and pass had to be squeezed through a narrow gap to Weimer, and then Weimer was just able to stand up prop, and then just put this nice high throw. Yeah, keep the disc up in the air. There's no defenders up there. Timeout called. Timeout called by Meraki. So, in your experience as a coach, Rainbow, if your team's called a timeout at 6-2 down, what would you be saying to your team now?
Well, I think I would just be saying, well, are we talking about Meraki here?
Yep.
I think they're doing really well. Just try not to get in their heads too much, I think.
Yeah, it's not like they're doing anything. It's not like they're playing bad.
Yeah.
Like they're playing a style that's got them that will usually get them results. I think
we just need to fire up a little bit.
Yeah. So both teams at Victorian Championships were undefeated going into the final. So
yeah.
So neither team used to sort of playing behind, playing catch up frisbee. So. Do you think we'll see either team employ a zone? It all seems to be match-based defence at the moment.
Yeah, that last point was a zone from Squid. I think they did really well.
Yeah. Yeah, Squids definitely enjoy the lighter side of this game. Never take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
I think. But I mean, when you're up by 4 goals, you can afford that bit of a chuckle. We haven't. It'll be interesting to see if they
just mates too.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they maintain that mood if they were seriously challenged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is their first time at AMUC Div 1 as well.
Yeah, with this makeup, I think they had a similar team 2 years ago.
Okay.
Oh no, they didn't. 2 years ago they made it to the final of the Victorian Championships, but didn't go to Nationals. Yeah. Birchall. Birchall, the big shot, looking for Moscovich, and Moscovich has got this read.
So close.
Tries to land, but puts the foot down. Rocker, and
great.
to James Osmond.
That's it.
Much cleaner play there by Meraki, and that was Julia Birchall. That absolute bomb of a forehand.
Yeah.
And great by Moscovich there. He gave up a fair bit of height for Copeland at the end, but just backed his run, backed his read, and took it. Would have liked to catch the goal, I think, but
I think he got a bit excited there.
Yeah, but was disciplined enough just to reset it back to Rocker, who was able to just find Osmond.
Yeah, he did well to come down.
Yeah. It's a very hard thing to do is catch a big throw like that, especially beating someone in the air who you're not used to beating, and the
absolutely.
adrenaline pops up. But I think they would have shared a bit of a laugh
Yeah.
on the field, it looks like, saying, I think Moscovich will be able to lord that one over Copeland for some time, I think. So remember that time. So 6-3 now to Squids. Starting on offence now. And bit of a shorter defensive line here from Meraki. I think only Pete Allen, the only 6 foot plus player. So
I don't think a lot of them are that tall, though.
Great
Nice
call. I wouldn't be
ball.
surprised if this is a zone with Pete Allen sitting out the back. And it looks like that's what's been set up here.
Yeah.
So Prentice recognising and already telling people this is what we've got to do. Ash Evans to Mar. Wide to Egan Griffiths. Egan Griffiths just waits for Prentice. Gives it to her. How many Squid players ahead of the desk? They're also crowded around, and aside from the 2 players sitting deep, the big blade he put over to Prentice. Shoots, looking for Hines. 2-on-1 here.
Got a
Hines.
Huge. How did that happen? No, we've got a call?
Yeah, there was a bit of bump and shuffle
Yeah.
there. So we'll check out the replay. Obviously,
Yeah,
the players don't
let's have a
have the advantage of looking at a replay, but it looks like Hines is underneath it. Allen was coming in hot.
It's a bit of a bump.
Yeah, I think, Saki did go into him there, but
He almost bumps it into him.
just about. But Hines did well to take that second grab, but I think, the game observers heading over just to have a chat to the players, help facilitate the conversation. It's still up to the players to make the decision, and thanks, Rob Andrews,
Yeah,
for being
right in the way at that point.
Yeah, so
Called a foul.
So it might have been, my feeling is that it was a contested offensive foul. So
Okay.
I think the call came from Asaki. Given that Hines ended up with the catch, I think Asaki was saying that Hines initiated some contact. From here, it looked like that they just went into each other. You call that incidental, but it's up to the players to make those decisions, and those calls are binding. So it comes back to Squid. They'll get another chance. Big floaty disc there, and
that's a nice D from Laura. Meraki have another shot now.
Lodikas coming in close. Rueda. Oh no, sorry, Castelblanco. Pick call, yeah. A lot of a bit of South American influence in this team. The offense plays in very short, lots of speedy disc movement, but Morrow finds a space.
Beautiful.
That was a great cup on Morrow. She just point and said, that's where I'm going to cut. Throw the disc that way, and I'll meet it there.
There we go. He had a good crack, Hines, didn't he?
Had to have a go, and that was
He had to have a go.
Yep.
And he did have a go.
Great body control and field awareness by Morrow there to take the catch safely, but sort of shift her feet a little bit just to land in the goal and make sure of it. So Meraki pegged 2 back since that timeout, and it's now 6-4.
Timeout did something.
Yeah. 28 minutes gone into the game with an 80-minute cap. That doesn't mean the game will end at 80 minutes. It's just that if neither team has reached 15 points by 80 minutes, the score cap will be adjusted. But we'll explain that if we get to that.
All right, we've got a hand.
We're a little bit protected from the wind in our commentary position, but just we can hear it howling a little bit. So there's one flag about 100 metres from us that we can see fluttering a bit. That's our indication. But nevertheless, Penland lands the pull in, but it's evaded Evans, so gives Meraki time to get down there. But Copeland, a brilliant break throw to Liu, and this is where Squids just flowing offence, just lots of quick, sharp passes. They won't hang on to the disc for long. It's really their advantage. Copeland, nice little backhand, angled backhand over the top to Ely. Ely goes straight back to Copeland. to Evans. Their two wings are planted about 30 metres away from the disc at the end zone, really drawing Meraki's deep defenders out. So that means there's plenty of time for Ely to reel in swilly throws like that. Evans about 8 metres from goal and puts the throw, finds gap and
Not in.
Copeland not in, he was on the line, a bit frustrated, has to throw backwards to Ely. That was great vision by Evans to find that gap and goes through the middle. And
shot. No, that's a drop, sorry.
that was to Yu. And Yu celebrated about 5 metres before the disc got to her, forgetting that you do need to catch the disc and have control before it's a goal. Pentland sideways to Castelblanco. Once it deep, but not many options happening. Pete Allen started his cut about 50 metres ago and ends up with it even with the disc. Baker, Blady put looking for Osman, but I think the wind picked that up and carried it away, so Osman wasn't able to have a clear jump at that, so Squid will get another chance to look at the end zone. Copeland runs to it, picks it up, looks infield, but he was ready before his cutters were, and he sends it out to Ely. Ely was definitely not aware that he was open then. Is that to me? Oh, okay, I better go get it. But
Alright.
And
Jasper again.
both teams very familiar with each other, all Melbourne based, and a lot of friendly rivalries going on. So both teams will be very much enjoying this game. Allen.
They want it, don't they?
Frustrated that Pentland didn't continue his deep cut there. But Pentland gets the under now. And he's got Osman one out with Ely, but chooses not to shoot. Castelblanco. Again playing in very close. Pentland is directing traffic a bit and happy just to go back and forth over a short range until they got a clear shot. Allen to Osman. Osman, all these cutters are deep. There's no one within 25 metres of him. He has to go for a reset, but just didn't have a solid enough grip on that throw. It just slips out of his hand. So Evans picks up for the restart. Looks inboard to Ely. Back to Evans. Evans having enough time to direct a bit of traffic before he throws. Finds Chong. And Chong, big backhand shot, looking for Weatherall.
Oh, look at that.
Terrific throw.
Gorgeous. Who was that? Steph Chong to Eva Weatherall.
And for all the throws I've seen at this point, forehand blades, break throws, scoobas and everything, Steph Chong just decides, no, I'm just going to throw a flat backhand.
That'll do.
Served me well so far. It's going to serve me well today. Yeah, puts it well out to Weatherall's advantage. Weatherall just nice and easy, catches it about 3 metres from the back of the end zone, so perfectly weighted pass, and that's 7-4
To Squid.
to the Squids. So should Squids score this point, that'll trigger the half-time break. And a 4-goal lead is a very handy one to have at half, Rambo.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
So do you think we'll see Squids continue with, I'm going to say, innovative offense throwing options? Or do you think we'll see them dial it back at any point and go back to sort of your traditional classic offense? Or
I think these guys are a bit of YOLO.
Yep.
Bit of whatever I'm feeling.
Yep. So Andrew sends that pull out of bounds, which means that Birch will get to start with Meraki with the 20-metre penalty. Let's call it for what it is. It's a penalty for not landing the pull in bounds. So 44 from goal. Goes wide to Morrow. Floats up. There's a couple underneath it, but
bit of miscommunication there.
Alarcon and Morrow wasn't sure who was going to take that one, and in the end neither did. So Mar will start about 30 from goal. Andrews, that big wide pivot, sends it out to Vino. Into Evans. Oh no, sorry, Egan Griffiths.
Yep.
I just saw an old hat and figured it
Evans.
was an Evans. Yep, there we go, Albie Evans. forgot
The
that
chances of calling in Evans is pretty high on this team,
I think
so it's alright.
I think it's about a 1 in 5 chance of it being an Evans on this team, but I just saw the old hat and figured it was an Evans, but forgot that Egan
surely
Griffiths.
that's an Evans.
I forgot that Egan Griffiths wears a farmer's hat too. Santa Maria tries to shimmy the fake open, but
Who's that, an Evans? No.
no, but Birchall, she's going to call dangerous play on that, and I agree, because Birchall had to pull out and hesitated on that catch because Weimer was coming in on the blind side. Now, Weimer did well. He completely avoided body contact, but it's still within Birchall's right to say, look, that was a dangerous play because she did have to pull up. But let's see what outcome they decide upon. Just hear the replay. Yeah, so, yeah, we saw the D, but, yeah, in the build-up to that, yeah, Birchall definitely had to pull up on that first attempt. Yeah. But no, they've agreed they're just going to let the turnover stand. Weimer did very well. It was not a reckless play at all. He definitely stayed out of the way and avoided contact, so...
Is that the pick?
Yep, so there's a pick on the stack. They've set the stack up quite deep, so it's off camera at the moment, but it's right at the front of the end zone line, so... I would have to harbour, I guess, that Egan Griffiths is going to maybe have one look upfield and go to Ma. So, yep, here we go. She'll swing out to Ma, come out this side, but Weimer well covered there by Baker. Lots of give-go movement between Ma and Egan Griffiths. Two of them work very well together. Comes wide to Albie Evans. Albie Evans just wants to give it straight back to Egan Griffiths rather than look at the end zone. Back to Ma. Plenty of options. Picks out one. Andrews with the goal.
Unsurprising.
So much tidier offense from Squids there, especially around the end zone. Just happy to work it among the handlers until they had a clear shot. Once that clear shot happened, you can see here once Ma had a clear run, there was two options coming straight for her. And I think Andrew's greedily taking it ahead. But look, any catch, doesn't matter who catches, as long as it's safe.
That's it.
And a great forehand there from Ma.
And that's half.
Half time, so Kahlipsquid go into the break with a 4-goal lead. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in a few minutes with the second half.
If we're ever in a situation where we're not rolling out a certain sort of cultural circus, then we're not doing our job properly.
Welcome back for the second half of the Meraki versus Kahlipsquid game at the Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships 2018 in Ballarat. Simon Talbot here on commentary with Rainbow Apostle.
How you going? Got Albie with the pull.
And, by design, makes it hard to catch, hard to stop, buys them extra time to get down there on defence. Back to Rueda, sorry. Across the stack hold. Much more tidy, patient offence here from Meraki.
Oh, that looks good.
Big shot over the top. Great.
Oh,
target.
Perfect.
Yep.
Spot on. Right there.
Sometimes just
Money
takes
shot.
one throw to open it up, doesn't
Yep.
it?
Yeah.
You just see that big outside in backhand from Allen.
So much space.
Yeah. And that's we noticed in the first half that Sally Yu in that zone as that wing was playing very, very aggressive in near the handler, which meant that space was open for Rueda to run into.
Yeah.
And
Here it is over the top again.
just meant that then the deep was caught out of possession, and Larkon, who I didn't think was playing this game, she wasn't kitted up, but
Oh, she playing?
yeah, we wasn't kitted up during the warm-up, so we thought she might be taking the game off, but competitiveness got the better of her, I think, and she's out
Had a
there.
bit of FOMO.
Yeah. And so Meraki hold their offensive possession to bring the score back to 8-5, and 8-5, it's 3 goals feels more achievable than 4
Yep.
when you're behind. It, that's just straight maths, really, but 3 goals doesn't seem so bad, because you get 1, you're only down by 2,
That's
and
it. You're still in it.
it's about chipping it away, and I think there's still plenty of time here. We're still about 35 minutes of play to go, and that pull
Just
carried by the wind and sent out of bounds. I reckon that might be the biggest throw Jasper Pentland's ever done, and he's wasted it on putting it out of bounds. So Prentice will start with the 20-metre penalty.
Yep.
And it looks like this looks like a zone set from Meraki. So having to throw into a slightly stronger upwind, but Prentice and Mara, good pairing work together, and Copeland will just play a supporting role in this one, I think.
They work this through really well, just slicing through it.
Yeah, Andrews finds space out to Prentice. Lots of small ball here. And I think, again, that it'll just be that one throw over the top. There we go. Tamar that really opens it up, and they're off.
Right through the middle.
And Chong
Steph Chong.
right on the line. Having a look at the end zone, decides she doesn't like what she sees, so looks backwards, but both handles are covered. She's got to find something through the middle, and she
there it
does.
is. Good on her.
And Copeland, that was, I think what the...
He was standing right there.
Yeah, I think what Meraki were trying to do, I think they were trying to just put pressure on the newest player, the least experienced player on the Squid squad to say, look, let's just put pressure on the dumps because that's what she's going to look for. But, but Steph Chong, if your least experienced players on the team's played about 5 years of youth campaigns, that's not a bad place for your team to be in.
Great rookie.
Yeah. We're at a point in the growth of Australian Ultimate where we're going to have these, we call them rookies, joining these top-level teams, having with 4 or 5 years experience playing already. It's going to be pretty rare that someone's coming in, playing just 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, that's it. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Again, the teams of this calibre and this zone defence, it's only just going to take one throw to break it open.
Yeah. I've seen that a couple of times now. But Ash opens with the ball. Oh,
again,
nice.
puts it bladey, and that's going to let that hit the ground. And no, that's not going to roll out. It's going to stay in.
Oh, how you going?
They get it moving quickly, and even with the first pass gaining 15 metres, they're still in their own end zone. James Evans, on the mark. Rueda and Santa Maria working together, but
looks a little bit
really gaining yards.
Yeah.
Looking addition to Birchall, but she's covered. Santa Maria's got the shot on, sends the backhand up, looking for Allen. Allen versus Evans. Who's going to come down with this one? That's sitting up for a long time. Allen goes up.
Lovely.
No. Great read there by Pete.
Absolutely.
Pete Allen. Oh, they both had to go tall. They both had to go very tall there, but
good
I think
contest.
just because, Pete Allen was able to face it front high, and Evans had to come up over the top. He didn't have the optimal position, but thought, I've just got to get somewhere and have a crack. And it was only beaten out, not by much. And I think might have copped a cleat on the way down. But you can't see now. But Pete and Ash just having a bit of a chat about that, just saying, "Good on you, but you kicked me." Meraki on defence now. They'll I can see them coming down with the zone. It's definitely succeeded in holding up the Squids. Offensive flow. I think they really wanted to take that away. It's just that quick small ball, fast movement, and make them slow down and make them throw those creative throws. And they're probably going to come off, but they just want that one that doesn't come off and just pounce on that opportunity. So it's about putting that pressure on and trying to create that forced error. Chong with a 1 metre pass to Prentice. Egan Griffiths, clever scuba over the head, and there we go. That's what we talked about, putting that pressure on, just waiting for that error, and that starts to happen when you get to sort of close to that 45 to an hour mark of the game, where it's not physical fatigue, it's mental fatigue. Alicon, a nice little backhand shot to Seckhold, and that's a crucial break. Yeah, it's mental fatigue. It's not physical fatigue. Like these guys are great athletes. Everyone on both teams, and it just sometimes focus can drop a bit. Sometimes you can lose attention. You don't pay as much attention anymore. You get a little bit impatient. Think, let's just score this quickly so I can get off the field. Yeah. Especially in the third game of the day. So.
That's it.
These guys, they're comfortable running around all day, but the decision-making can drop off a bit. But great pressure by Meraki there to sort of force that small ball, and then just that creative throw, just incomplete. And they've pounced on the opportunity to convert, and it's all of a sudden, 2-point margin.
There you go.
And following on from our maths earlier, 2 is easier to chase down than 4.
That's it. Yeah.
But it doesn't seem quite as big a mental hurdle to overcome. 2 goals. It's like, oh, yep, yes, you still actually need to get defensive conversions. But when it seems less and less daunting, you start to back yourself more to be able to get those blocks. So, Squid, very unrattled. Ash Evans, he's got a shot. Few cutters going deep, but...
Oh, yeah, it's going deep.
Sends
There
it.
it is.
Karama.
Karama. There's 3 defenders in the area.
Ma's got this. Oh, no! It fades away at the last second. What on earth happened with that throw? That looked like it was just going to drop straight down. And I think Ma thought it was going to just drop down.
Here it is.
She had this, and then, just at the angle, just fades away at the last second. And, she had to go at it, but...
Yeah, she had a crack.
Yeah.
Oh,
huge bit there from Liu, and that gives the shot.
There you go. Aussie.
Saki looking for Osmond.
Oh, Rob, that's great.
Andrews comes in over the top. That's why he's regarded as one of the best aerial defenders in the game.
Yeah,
Osmond is no slouch on aerial contests, and I think maybe he tried to milk a metre more out of it than he should have, and Andrews flew what you think would be early, but he seems to have the old Toyota jump, hangs in the air a long time. And so he'll restart the disc on offense. About 55 from goal. Takes the free pass to Evans. Egan Griffiths. And Andrew's got a shot.
Deep. Sally
Yu's gone, but well covered there by Sano. So he goes inboard to Egan Griffiths. To Ma.
There's Sally.
To you. Sally you, not you, the viewer. Karama. Andrews. Ooh, just landed in bounds there. He's right on the sideline. Pops it up over the top for you. There we go. I think Squids are starting to find that next level of intensity, I think. It's I think they've had their fun and they've decided, all right, we want this game to be done. We don't want let's snuff this comeback out before it becomes any more.
Yeah.
So Meraki had a chance there to peg it back to 1 goal margin, but
back down to 3.
Yeah.
Better than 4 though.
Yep. It's not quite a 4 goal margin, a 3 goal margin, but Prentice playing defense now. She's really been the linchpin of this team, I think. Alex Prentice in just guiding everything. I don't know if she's the captain of this team.
I think it is. No, she's calling most of the shots.
Yeah, not always your listed captain is the one dictating everything, but it's saying, I think Alex Prentice is very much the leader of this team.
Yeah.
Albie Evans, nice floaty pull. That's going to drift out of bounds. Moskowitz was there ready to catch it, but thought, nope, look, if I can take this 20-metre penalty, I will. And it also gives the disc at centre field, which is far more advantageous because you've got a lot more angles available for you. Just throws the safe backhand.
Oh, Albie!
Albie with the layup block ahead of Karen Baker. There's a bit of complacency in that throw, I think, and Hines picks it up, gets it moving straight away. Prentice, she's got a whole field to shoot at, looks in forward to Hines. Hines wants to throw forward, but I don't think he's allowed to. Here we go, he's got a chance now, and then I think, definitely a pick call there. Yeah. It's not a bad assumption to make when you see someone completely on their own in the end zone. There was probably a disadvantage somewhere, but Steph will still.
No, she's pretty quick.
Yeah, she is, but she'll still start with a 1-step advantage, but I think she'll clear out. Yep, stays out. And Peter Early, look at that pace.
Beautiful.
Flies ahead of Pete Allen and into the front corner for that goal.
So we're back to 4.
Back to 4, yep.
Okay.
Yep. Meraki, of course, missing the presence of one Tom Regaki, who is listed on the roster, but
Where is he today?
probably at work.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the perils of an amateur
right.
the perils of an amateur sport is that sometimes you're beholden to your employer on weekdays. So I imagine he'll come in tomorrow, and I think he would have just asked the team, can you just hold on and make sure we're still in contention by Saturday morning, and I'll come and do what I can. But this I think will be Meraki's toughest challenge in this pool. But yeah, with 2 pools of 8 at this tournament, there's a lot of games can matter. It isn't just a case of let's just sort of eke out 2 wins and advance. The top 3 out of 8 in each pool will be in contention, so you can afford one loss. 2 will put you in trouble. It won't eliminate you though. 3 is like, okay, maybe not. But
so we've got Birchall.
Baker wants that forehand, but no one moves for it. All the cuts coming towards the disc at the moment. The cutters don't quite seem to be in sync on Meraki, but yeah, Morrow finds space.
What's up? And
Looks to
Albie
go
again.
over the top. Oh! Osman had a second go at that. But Albie Evans couldn't quite believe that he got that to hit the ground. He thought it was up and caught. He restarts quickly to Liu in the middle. Liu with a great backhand. Great break throw to Weatherall. Weatherall back to Liu. Swings across to Vino.
Great grab.
Evans to Evans. Evans looks at the end zone. Can't find the other Evans, so instead just goes to Andrews.
It's a great shot.
Good shot by James Evans. Plays very much like a Masters player. He sort of rates himself as a bit of an old man of Ultimate, but his age still has a 2 at the front of it, so he's not that old.
Apparently he's the only one on this team who hasn't represented Australia or New Zealand in an international.
You know what? He really enjoys people pointing that out. Evans, he's very content to play with just these friends. Very handy footballer, AFL footballer.
Who do they play for?
Plays for South Yarra.
Yeah.
In the Southern Football League. The third come quite a few players. So Albie and Ash Evans have also played for that team. They won the 3rd premiership this year.
Yeah.
Dan Matthews-Hunter, who's also on this team, who we can see in front of our commentary position. I don't think he's been on the field yet.
No, I was going to say I haven't seen him.
But he also played.
He just turned up.
I think he also played in that premiership. You're
All
right.
round
He might have just turned up.
These boys.
Yep.
Yeah, looks
Copeland to pull. I think it scores 12-7 to Kahlipsis. And we'll update our score shortly. Kahlipsquid, sorry. The Squids. I thought we were going to go with that.
Yeah, just the Squids.
Santa Maria wants to get it through. Casablanco. Morrow.
And they worked this well last time with a break shot over the top.
We're playing him very close. Happy to take just the short passes available to them. Santa Maria. Not much happening ahead of the disc. There is couple of wide options.
Space now.
Sano out to Yamaguchi. Back to Moscovich. Moscovich fakes the hammer.
Taking it easy.
But yeah. I think wants to keep the amount of game time he's getting, so just keeps the safe throws. And then Santa Maria finds the gap through the Yamaguchi. Standing just over the line, which brings it to 12-8.
12-8.
We're still under an hour. They're still scoring goals at an amazing rate. With 20 goals played, throw in a 5-minute half, and we're looking at about 2 minutes 40, 2 minutes 45 per point. And you take out 60 seconds. It's a very efficient play from both teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we'll well and truly hit score cap before we hit time cap.
Yeah. Looks like it's heading that way.
Yep, so Kahlipsis only need 3 more goals. And starting on offense on this one, you can almost I think they've given up. I think they've given up just maybe 2 offensive points. Yep. So converting on most of their offensive goals. So odds are they'll score this one. Do you reckon they might call a timeout just to sort of regather and try and finish strong? Or they're content just content just to see it out.
Through.
Yep. Content just to see the game out.
Yeah.
Castelblanco with the pull. Big floaty pull heading into the wind, and I think the wind's going to push that sideways.
Yeah, that's out. And Karamar's picking up.
Yep. Opts to take the brick option. Brick being the big cross in the middle of the field there is where the disc will start from if the pull ends out of bounds. Teams do have the choice to take it from the sideline. It's pretty rare that teams will take that choice though. They'd rather have the disc in centre field. Even if it means conceding a few metres. First couple of
Miriam.
Yep. Throws to 2-on-1, but accurate throw to Pete Ely.
There's DMH.
Looks for Dan Matthews Hunter, but was just a bit too excited on that cut, and Meraki giving and going. Burchell slows it up though. All the cuts coming towards it. It's not much happening away. Asaki. Burchell wants to put that forehand up, but no one's cutting for it. Someone's got to go deep. Looks in ball, but a lot of traffic happening.
There it is.
Tries to send it up over the top, but Egan Griffiths cleans that up.
Yeah.
The quarters Asaki. What a layout catch. D, and gets it right on the doorstep. Baker.
Take it easy here.
To Allen. He calls a timeout.
No, you're joking.
Why? So those of you watching the last game would have had myself and Max Alden absolutely rail against midpoint timing. sounds like Rainbow. You're on this fence as well.
Yeah, no, there's some crazy statistic out there that says that 80% of points that have a timeout midpoint fail. I think that was Andrew Maroney who told me that one. So
I feel like it's made up. But it's
probably.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you hear and it makes sense. It goes,
does.
Yeah, that seems feasible.
Yeah, I'll back that. Yeah.
So for those who may be a bit new with the Ultimate, so players are entitled to call timeouts midpoint, but thinking that yes, this is a great chance to catch our breath and set up a set play, but the reason so many rail against is it also gives the defense a chance to rest and reset and set up a set play.
Yeah.
So
just go off your flow, you know?
Yeah, we saw one happen in the last game, a midpoint timeout that eventually ended up in a goal, but
the odds
probably wouldn't have been called. So what happens here, the rules are is that the offense has to set up first, and then once they're set, they cannot move, and the defense can set up around them. And so what's going to happen here, they've got a poachy kind of setup, so the handlers are sagging off, and they've got Pete Allen, they've got 3 isolated out. I think it's going to be Pete Allen will probably look to a break throw to the far side to Saki, I reckon.
They've got Laura hanging really deep.
Yeah, just keeping that extra defender out of the way. Go to Pete.
Beautiful. Just stepped in.
Yep. That was in that 20%, I think, Rainbow.
Yeah.
Of the ones that are effective.
Maybe they had a plan.
Did well.
He did.
Just got that foot off the ground, of
Certainly
course. The goal being ruled as the first contact with the ground after a catch. Pete Allen getting that back foot off the ground as he caught it. I wouldn't say that was a deliberate move. He thought let's just take the catch and see where my foot is, but happened to be in bounds, in goal, and
did well.
Brings it to 12-9.
12-9. We've got a game on our hands.
Maybe we shouldn't rail quite as hard at the timeout next time.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe we'll be proved to be right if we don't.
No. You know what? I still have a firm opinion about that.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen very few timeouts used. Teams are entitled to use 3 each with a maximum of 2 per half. So and we've only seen 1 each, I think. So both teams are entitled to 1 more each, but given there's about 15 minutes to go, it's pretty unlikely we'll see them used. you to start the offense.
Oh, no.
And Prentice just spent
go.
that before she earned it, and it's giving...
Another chance for Meraki.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we'll get a timeout?
If Pentland calls a timeout, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose the plot. I think he's got time to size up his options. He's had a look and decides to throw the dump. And there we go.
Oh, there it is. Get there.
Oh, but just didn't soften the throw
quite
too
get it.
much.
Maybe he should have called a timeout, you know?
To size up that throw a bit more. But Santa Maria just tried to just ease it into Sano's lap when she had so much space open. All he had to do was just zip it out there and...
a bit more buzz.
Yeah,
so Squids
deep.
get out of jail there.
No.
Albie Evans, great bid there by Santa Maria.
Yeah, he's got
Leo versus Casablanca. Casablanca has to go early.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's a fumble.
Come off about 3 different people there and stayed in the air for long enough, but I think no one was aware. No one could believe it was still in the air. Pentland to Yamaguchi. Santa Maria. Plays very close to other handles, Santa Maria. It's not a lot of room to work with, but yeah, because it blocks off potential sort of huck options, but Pentland just creeping up, gathering an extra couple centimetres. Yamaguchi on her own gets a give-go movement with...
Oh, there it is.
Pentland looks
second
over, looking at Sano.
Second crack
Sano's
of the goal.
staying.
Oh,
what a
beautiful. In the sun, one-handed.
Yep. So that's what I mean. Just got to put a bit more heat on those
Yeah,
throws.
yeah. I think that's what you needed.
You don't have time.
It was too slow last time.
Yeah, if you don't have time to think about the
Yeah,
catch.
that's it.
Fantastic catch. And yeah, interesting option. He could have just gone with a stand forehand, but why do that? And
Prentice in the way of the... yep. Just see it. There it is.
Yep. Chong had to put some pressure on somewhere. She chose to sort of go underneath the disc, but I think when she took that one step under, realised that she cooked it. And just had to...
Cooked it.
Just thought, oh, no, I'm
just
done.
cop the consequence.
But still, amazing catch by Sano to reel that in.
Absolutely. All right, so we're back to the 2-point difference.
2-point difference.
Squid got to bring it back, or...?
Well, I think Squid they've really taken the foot off. Their intensity's dropped right out of the game. I think they were just sort of expecting, at some point we'll get these goals, we'll be right.
Yeah.
And I think just that complacency has allowed Meraki to...
Yeah, just slipped a little bit.
It's given Meraki those chances.
Yeah.
I think, I was going to say, Matthews Hunter wanting to involve himself in the game. Does it with the backhand. Ash Evans wants deep, not many happening.
Deep. Oh, here it goes.
Looks it up, looking for Sally Yu, and that's a great backhand throw, but...
Oh!
No!
Oh, my goodness me! Holy bajoli.
What a bid.
That was insane.
What a bid.
Sally Yu, how you going?
That deserved...
I wish she had that.
I think...
She did. I think it must have just slipped out of her hand when she hit the ground.
On contact with the ground, which unfortunately...
Insane play.
Meraki have started again, but Baker throws it straight into the hands of Matthews Hunter. Activino gets it going and finds Hines ahead of Junker.
Not as exciting as Yu's layout, but it'll do.
Let's pretend that you scored that goal.
Yeah, she definitely did.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely did. That's an insane.
Yep. We'll mark that one down on the stat sheet as a goal to Sally Yu.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Angus, but...
her goal is more impressive.
Boring doesn't cut it in our mind. Yeah, that was amazing. I thought that throw was done.
Yeah.
That was gone, but
my heart's still pumping from it.
But Squids 2 goals now from completion. Meraki need 5. I don't think we'll quite get to the 80-minute cap, so the score target will remain 15 goals. We've seen Prentice has been off for a couple of points. You know what? I'm going to chalk their offensive laps up to that because when she's on the field, it seems to be all business.
Yeah, that's it. She gets it done, you know.
Gets it done.
Gets it done.
For Andrews to pull this one.
There we go.
Pool looking much better than the last
Yep.
couple head towards this end. That's going to sit centre field. Moscovich will field it about 55 from goal. First pass immediately to Santa Maria. Oh, just ekes that little backhand out. And again, we talked about that mental focus before. Starts to fade a little bit.
Lovely.
Great throw. Great gainer by Mike. But, straight into the hands of Weatherall. I think she just eased off.
That one.
Yep, eased off thinking she throws it. I've got a bid here. Weimer. Back in board to Andrews. Andrews finds, splits the gap, finds Chong. Chong to Verno. Takes her time. And just goes back to Andrews. Andrews playing behind the disc at this point. Usually more accustomed to being ahead of it, but
got a few deep.
sends the backhand out.
Miriam and Weatherall.
Numbers underneath it, but Weatherall just safe as you like.
Stunning.
And that's a nice, tidy couple of goal run there for the Squids, just to blow out the gap again. They every time Meraki sort of peg it back to a couple. I think 2's that magic margin.
Yeah,
I think
that's
two is when
that's
two is when the
they're
Squids
like,
go.
"All right,
Oh
come
no,
on, we got to turn on again."
This is a bit snug. We're gonna.
Yeah. So is this what we call match point?
Yeah. So it's match point for Squids.
4 Squids. Okay.
4 Squids. So if they score the goal, that'll be it. But if Meraki score, the game will continue.
So technically, it's match point from now on.
Sure. But definitely first to 15. Even if we do hit 80 minutes from now on, the score target will remain 15. So Dan Matthews-Hunter with the pull. Still hasn't imposed himself in the game yet. It was very quiet for the first hour.
Yeah.
That pull, wow, that's
How you
landed in
going?
bounds. It's drifted out, but
Yeah.
it'll just be taken from the front of the end zone by Cortez and not by,
He's done well.
6 inches further, and they would have given up a further 20 metres. But to start with the stop disc in the front corner of the field like that, that's a very tricky place to be.
There's a lot of pressure here.
Cortez looking for Baker, can't find anything, has to put it over the top, and Egan Griffiths
There it is. Good pressure there by Squid.
swats it down. Breakthrow to Albie Evans. Evans just throws backwards, but clips Sun on the way through. Completely accidental, but it will stay with Egan Griffiths as the pass was completed. But given play had stopped, players in the stack will need to reset back to where they were. So Egan Griffiths will resume play shortly once everyone in the stack's got them sorted out. So back to Evans. Well, give go movements can just help maintain possession, keep defences in check, but Prentice up over to Egan Griffiths. Happy to lose ground, but straight back to Prentice, but through the hands. An incomplete pass and gives Meraki, keeps their game alive. And Bisaki's gone, big backhand. And I think Evans got Evans got a finger to that.
He had a touch, did he?
I think he did, which was enough to make that throw short. But Bisaki definitely had the separation, and so Matthews Hunter again didn't do much for the first hour. Still hasn't. But he's very eager to stamp in the game. He might get this catch too. But Asaki with another huge D.
Goodness me.
Doesn't do pedestrian Ds, Asaki. They all have to be spectacular. Rueda. Not many easy options on for him. Finds Seckhold. Seckhold to
Doing
Allen.
well to stay patient here.
All the cutters in very, very close. Everyone within about 15 metres of the disc. No one in the end zone, despite how close they are to it. There we go. There's finally 1 or 2 deep cuts go. And
does Albie get that one? He does.
Evans does enough to get it out of bounds.
Okay.
The throw was trying to go over the top to Pete Allen, who realised that no one was in the end zone. Thought, all right, we're going to go pitch a tent and see if anyone wants to come. But His only house guest was Albie Evans.
Matthews Hunter again.
Matthews Hunter really trying to impose himself in this game. And yeah, okay, that was all right. No, what a backhand break. That was amazing. Lots of little give-go movements and the out
really,
to
really good
Prentice.
movement here from Squid.
Prentice with a chance to throw the goal, but no, dials it in.
This could be it.
Egan Griffiths, 10 metres. Looking at that far side, but goes inside, looking for Mark.
There it is.
And there we go.
That's the game.
Another break throw, and it seems like Squids has really attacked that that break throw side wherever possible. And that takes the score to 15-10. Meraki far more competitive than they were in terms of score at the Victorian Championships, but yeah, Kahlipsquid really stamping their authority on this tournament. And I think that, having watched a few teams now play today, I'd say the Squids have probably got the best chance of being on the live stream again on Sunday when it comes finals time. But not to count Meraki out. They've obviously got some big game players on their team that really step up when the occasion calls for it. So terrific play by both teams, really throwing themselves at everything.
Absolutely.
And final score at full time, Kahlipsquid 15 to Meraki 10. Simon Talbot here, joined by Rainbow Apostle. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've still got 2 more games to go on a bumper day of ultimate action on the Ultimate Frisbee Australia YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us.
All right, see you next time.